everybody, how are you? It is Nancy, the Disorderly Stitcher, coming to you live, sort of, kind of. It is Monday, August 10th, 11th. I have no clue. August 11th. And I am uber disorderly right now. I was at the Grace Notes retreat this past weekend. Excellent time. If you have the opportunity to sign up for Grace Notes retreat, it is usually around the first weekend in August. I think even they announced the dates for next year. July, yes. Next year, 2026, it will be August 6th through 9. It is held in Allentown, Pennsylvania at the Hyatt Lehigh Valley. So make sure that you are a part of their Facebook group, and I'll put a link down below. And keep track of things on their website. And you can get information about that. So, yeah. It's a very small retreat. I think there was only maybe 160. So it's a great way to experience a retreat if you want to start out small. And then, you know, who knows, maybe then you'll progress into something like StitchCon, which is 300 people. Yes. I have my caramel iced coffee that I put in my Primrose Cottage tumbler. I have my Pennsylvania quilt sticker and my cow because cows are cool. I love cows. All right, so I've been busy. Have you been busy? Let me move this. Sorry. Oh, I shifted myself. Sorry about that. You wanted to see my ear, didn't you? So things are good. School is going to start on the 21st, so we're getting things ready for my grandson to get into the middle school. This week he has an eye appointment because he failed the eye exam last spring, and so we need to take care of that. And he has orientation on the 14th, and it's kind of cool because they're doing one at 10 a.m., one at 5, one at 2, and one at 5 or something like that. So we're going to go to the 10 a.m. and that way he can, you know, meet the principals, and we can take a walk around school and he can see where he's going and things like that. He has his football pictures on Friday. He played his first scrimmage, and I guess things went well. He hasn't said too much about it. And so yeah, things are coming together. What else is new? My husband's cataract surgeries went well. The right eye is not as clear as the left eye, so he has his final follow-up, I guess you want to call it, tomorrow. So we'll see, you know, what kind of readers he's going to need, because he basically can't read anything from like here to 18 inches, and that's what the doctor said he may have to expect. But things are going well. My oldest daughter was with us for a while, and she has moved into her own place, so that has settled down. The extra 2 cats that were here are no longer here, so Lana is feeling a little less stressed. And unfortunately, one of my twins just informed us yesterday afternoon that she was in an accident. She's fine. The car may not be. So we're waiting to hear some more about that. And the other twin, I guess, is okay. She's not one to really check in. She and some friends went to some amusement parks over the weekend because they're roller coaster fanatics. So there you go. It's getting warm again. I'm done with summer. I was done with summer in June. There you go. I'm not a heat person. So anyway, so let's get started, because this could be, I'm going to try not to yak, which I've done for 5 minutes now, but yeah, I've got retreat haul to show you. I have haul to show you that I got before the retreat. I have my WIPS to show you, and I'm also going to show you the bags I'm getting ready to put in the shop. I was asked to do that, which I didn't do last time. So I'm going to get back to doing that. They were done before I left for retreat, but I didn't want to put them in the shop because I was going to be gone and they wouldn't get shipped out right away. So, shall we get started? Yes, we shall. I'm going to turn on this light, see if that helps at all. Maybe, maybe not. All right, WIPS. WIPS. Let's get started. I'm going to take that out of that bag because I haven't started it yet. So this is One Nation. It is by Bygone Stitches. And there is a group on Facebook for this. I'm sure there's quite a few people that picked this up for the 250th semi-sesquicentennial celebration. I got this, how many years ago? 4 years ago? 5 years ago? When my husband and I went down to Waynesboro, Virginia. I picked it up at Crossstitch Station, I think it is. I'll figure it out and put it down below. And, you know, getting right back into cross-stitch after 30 years out, or 20 years out, I did what the designer said. So I bought the 28 count ale, Picture This Plus ale, and the called for threads. And I love the threads, don't get me wrong. They're all color and cotton. Cupid is so variegated, it's incredible. The blue, not so much, and the white, not so much. My grandson's saying goodbye. He's going to his great-grandparents. So, I've been doing the red one stitch at a time because I want the variegation. The white and the blue I have not. Anyway, so this is a bed sheet. Because when it's done, it's going to be 28 inches wide. All right. I did a little bit at the retreat. I do what's in my hoop, and then I move the hoop. I don't do a whole line, a whole stripe, and then move it, because that to me seems counterproductive, but that's who I am. So here we go. So the blue and the stars is done. Now I know some people out there are not happy with the fact that the white's not popping on their fabric. Some people are suggesting, you know, get the blue center in there. Maybe that'll help. But on this darker fabric, I think it's doing very well. And here are my stripes that I have done so far. I don't know if we can get it all in there at once. So on the stripes that I have to finish, I need to do, what do I need to do? I need to do New York and Rhode Island and, let's see, New York, Rhode Island, Tennessee, and Ohio. Finish Tennessee, do Ohio, and Mississippi and Illinois. And then I will be over halfway done with my stripes. So now, while I'm thinking about this, and you can tell from the little cover thing I put at the beginning, goals. Yes, I said the word. My friends will know what that means. It's not that I don't have goals or plans or intentions or ideas. I do. But I don't always follow through. Because, I mean, you look back behind me and this shelf, this shelf, this shelf, this shelf are all WIPS. This shelf and this shelf are kitted projects. So for me to say I'm going to get this much done or get this done by is not very realistic. So I wanted to clarify my idea, or why I don't like goals. It's not that I don't like them. It's just that I don't always follow through. Now, having said that, I would like to have this done by the semi-sesquicentennial next year, the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. And I also wanted to, you know, as a history teacher, and I'm sorry, maybe I'm being picky, but the United States didn't really become a nation until we won the Revolution. And that wasn't until 1781. The treaty was signed in 1783. So the semi-sesquicentennial is celebrating the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, which was done in 1776, obviously, and we had already started to fight the war. Lexington and Concord had happened, Bunker Hill had happened, and yeah. All right, hang on. I have to go let my grandson in because he left the door. He left the house without unlocking the door. Okay, I'm back. So sorry about that. So anyway, that's my history teacher lesson for the day. Yes. So anyway, One Nation, Bygone Stitches. I love it. And the one thing I love about it is that I can stitch on this, since it's on 28 count. I don't necessarily need my magnifier. Now I do have another flag to start. This is going to be the Quaker block flag by Vivsters. I'll try and put a picture in here. So, yeah. All right, what else did I do? This weekend, a friend of mine and I that I met last year at Grace Notes, she was looking at this and I said, oh, well, I have that. Let's sell it. You know me and Sal's, right? They're start-alongs. So this is Comfort Lighthouse by Carriage House Samplings. I love lighthouses. I'm not a big crab fan. And I love the big sailing ships, but I love lighthouses. And this is charted with MPI silks. And so I decided to use the silks because there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 colors, mostly blue, obviously. So prior to going to retreat, I had the lighthouse, this star. You have to look real hard. There's some little white thingies. I had the lighthouse, the bird, the house, and part of, if not all, this blue line done, and these white waves. Okay. And here's my silks. Now I do keep the silks in the floss way bags. And I'm doing this on, I have my card here, my project card, which are available in my Etsy shop. And this is being done in Picture This Plus Ren 40 count. And I'm enjoying it. I have way too many, sorry. I have way too many WIPs and I forget about things. So we decided to bring it to the retreat, work on it a little bit. So all I got done was the crab and this little blue spot that's underneath the moon. But, you know, some progress is better than no progress. So there we go. So that's Real Comfort by Carriage House Samplings, and I keep it in my Como Stitches bag from Jess. She makes beautiful bags. What else do I have to show? Oh, so this is a bag that was given to me by my friend Jennifer at StitchCon. And I'm going to have to put the picture here. This is There's Room at the Table by the Proper Stitcher, Annie the Proper Stitcher. And I'm doing this on Antique Button Box Dark by Mason Linens, 46 count. Now I got this fabric at Keepsakes when I was at StitchCon. I'm keeping all the information on this project card, which I have not released in my shop yet, but I will in the future. And this one's a little different than the other one because I don't have a floss chart to write down all the flosses. I just say flosses used, and then if there's any changes from the called floor, I'll write it down here. So I am using Swell 103 number 685. All right. And I keep my nerdge in here. Whoa, I keep my nerdge in here. I love this blue. Here's the thread. And it's turning out really, really well. I love the color on the dark. This is how dark it is. Sort of golden brown. Reminds me of a graham cracker. And that's how far I've gotten. Now that's as wide as it's going to be. So it's going really, really well. I love the feel of the silk. And yes, I do keep a needle in there in the salvage. Just, I don't know, because I do. Sometimes I'll remember to take it out. Sometimes I don't. But it's in the salvage and I'm not worried about it. Right? So, and I love this tiny little bag because it's just the right size for my tiny little project. Now, these are my tags. I number them. So I have, this is WIP number 47. And I have them listed numerically on a Google spreadsheet, Google Sheets, which is linked down below if you ever want to see my list of continually growing number of WIPs. All right, this is my portfolio that I made. Whoops. And I just made it because A, I love the fabric, and B, I have a lot of my projects for the 13 for the 250th Sal, which I am hosting with Nancy Stitcher with the Laughing Face. I don't know if I've shown these to you yet. I think I did. Did I? I don't remember, but I'll show them to you anyway. This is Stars and Stripes by Blackbird. It is out of print, so I did finish that. And I had to rearrange the bottom because my initials didn't fit in the same space as Barb's, and so I rearranged it, and I had to form that 6 for 26. I did put the 26 in there because it's for the semi-sesquicentennial. Say that fast 3 times. And I also finished Faded Flag by October House Fiber Arts. I used my own colors from Color and Cotton. And I did not take this to the Grace Notes retreat. I had thought about it and, you know, get a small done, but I didn't. So anyway. So I keep this by my chair in case I want to do something small real fast. Okay, this is WIP number 4. Recently number 4 because number 4 was finished, so I put number 4 on here. But anyway, which is probably not a good idea. I should probably just keep, I don't know. So anyway, this is a bag I made. And this is Grace on Thee by Quaint Rose Needlearts, done on 36 count Bestitch Me Morning Fog. And I have a few substitutions. I don't know if it was because I didn't have the DMC or just because I didn't want to use the DMC. I don't know. Now, this fabric is rescued, because I was doing Christmas in the City by Crochet Go, however you pronounce it. And I wasn't doing anything with it. And I wasn't thrilled with it. It's not that I didn't like it. I did. But I was never working on it. So I only had a little bit done. So I UFO'd it. And I cut off the fabric. And that was that. But it gave me enough to work on this. I love this. Let me move my needle minder, because I can. This is a PDF that I purchased, and here we go. Now, there we go. I love the colors. They look very rich. I do have a boo-boo, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. I just have to make sure of what I count off of. Actually, it's in here somewhere. I'm like one stitch over. And that needle minder is available from P&B Creations on Etsy. They have graciously given us a coupon code, USA 200, and USA is in caps. And you can go to their Etsy shop, and any of the patriotic goodies they have, you can get 10% off by using that code. You have to remember to put the code in, all right? And the code is good on the patriotic goodies. They have needle minders, they have a corner gauge, they have floss drops. Yes. So there you go. That's God Shed His Grace by whatever I said. That was good. Quaint Rose Needlearts. So there we go. I love it. Love it. Okie doke. I'm making quite the pile. All right. I had shown this one a couple videos ago, and I was so proud of myself because I was halfway done with the bones of the border. This is His Eyes on the Sparrow by Heartstring Sampler. And I had started in this corner, so I was like, I started here somewhere. I think I started up in the corner, but then I went down a little bit, and I went all the way down and around, and I was about here when I went to StitchCon. So then I was working on it and working on it and working on it, and came around, and I'm like, oh snap. I could tell when I was down here that it wasn't going to line up. And sure enough, it was one stitch off sideways. So I carefully went backwards and counted like all these lines and the diagonals, okay? Well, the mistake was all the way back here. I was one stitch short. So I frogged it all out. Now I didn't have the flowers done, but I did have the stems and the leaves. Made quite a cool fuzzy blob of thread. So I tore it out all the way back to here, and then it sat for a while because I was upset. These are the threads. Now I know there's a different list of threads on her website. I don't know if I have the original set or the newer set. I honestly don't know, but I like my colors. I am doing this on, I believe it's the called for Picture This Plus doubloon, 36 count. So I had started working on the border. I wanted to get it done all the way around. And a friend of mine, Sherry, hi Sherry, she said, you know, she likes to do it all the way around. Then some other friends were like, well, just do it a page at a time, and then you can, and I'm like, I've screwed up both ways. So anyway, so I worked on it, put it down, worked on it, put it down. So I took it to Grace Notes. Now here's where the goal thing sets in, is that I wanted to try, I was close enough, and I wanted to try and get this line. And people, you know, my friends were a little bit, you know, surprised that I had this plan, goal, intention, whatever you want to call it. But I wanted to get it done because I didn't want it to defeat me. And I did it. I got the line all the way around. I don't know if you can see it. All right, but there we go. And there we go. And there we go. So I stopped doing the leaves as I was going because I figured if I had to tear it out, it was going to be a lot easier if I didn't do the leaves. So yes, there she is. Now while I was mad at it, I did do a couple more flowers up in the corner. I'm using country redwood as it calls for, and you can see the variegation in the country redwood. I have like 4 different skeins, I think, and 2 were lighter and 2 were darker. So what I've done is put them together on the tags, and I just pull, and that way I get a light or a dark. But anyway, so I am happy again with this project. And there are days I pull it out and I don't want to put it down. So, yes. The bones of the border are done. They matched up. I'm happy. Everything's happy. We're all happy. So, that's that. Now, this is another long-term project. This is my leap year sow. And the leap year sow we started February 28th, 2024, or 29th, excuse me. I probably started on March 1st. And every 4 months, we get a part of this done. Now, this is Shores of Hawk Run Hollow. So every 4 months, we're to get one of these blocks done. All right. So this was March, April, May. I'm going to count it right this time. March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. So right now, I'm working on this. So this will be July, August, September, October of this year. This one will take, we have 8 months scheduled. The idea is to get all of this done before February 29th, 2028, which is the next leap year. Okay. So far, so good. I am on this block right there. And I work on this when I have my Zoom. Friends of mine and I, we have a Zoom on Monday night and on Wednesday night. Now, I'm not taking this out of the hoop because it's ready for tonight. Sorry about that. I don't have the needle stuck in the salvage because, you know. So that's where I am. So tonight when I get on Zoom, I'll finish up the boat over here. And then I'll start working on the house, filling in some of the house, or filling in, I don't know what I'll do. Whatever strikes, whatever the mood strikes. I know there's some white back stitching to show the steps, and then the window divisions up here in this black, so I might put that in, but I just pick up the needle and go. And when I Zoom, it's funny, when I Zoom and there's conversation in the background, I can focus on it. So that's the plan. See, I got plans. That's the one plan I'm sticking with. So maybe plans, goals, whatever. Maybe they're not too bad. I just struggle with them. And I keep it in the, whoops, everything's stuck to the magnet. I keep it in the portfolio that I made. I found this fabric on Spoonflower and I couldn't resist it, so I made it because it's all lighthousey and boats and stuff like that. So those are the WIPs that I have been working on. I will continue to work on shores. I don't know what else I will pull out. I'll probably keep His Eyes on the Sparrow by my chair because, you know, you can pull that out and do a little bit and then put it away and then do a little bit and then put it away. So anyway, that's where we are. Okay. All right. So what's next? Haul stuff, right? Right. All right. I gotta move this. I was gonna use this to put my iPad on, but I'm not. Okay. So I did do some shopping because it's who I am, right? Before I left for thingy, yeah, that's a word, thingy. Grace notes. Right. All right. So before I left, Color and Cotton had some special colors that they had released for a limited time. I did miss the one I wanted. They had one called Pop Tart, but I didn't get it. So I went back in, and I got these just because I like them. So I got Sea Spray, got a couple of those. I got 2 of each just in case, because, or 3. I got 3 of that because they won't be released again. I got 2 Goosebumps. I thought that was a cool green, and if I ever do something with Halloween, that would look good. I got Red Poppy. You know me and my red, and I love poppies. And I got Seaside. I got 3 of those too. I must have really liked the blue. So they may still have some of these. I don't know. Go on Color and Cotton's website and see what you can find. I got some more of these. These are my project bungee cords that I wrap around my hoop, and like I think you saw, I had some of them wrapped around the edge. I'm right-handed and I stitch with my right hand, and I don't like the feel of all that stuff laying on my arm, so I roll it up. So I got those. I purchased, I got this off the Stash Unload. Can you see it? Basket of Summertime by Brenda Gervais. I thought that was pretty. I got Annie B's Patriots Inn. I sense a theme here, people. I have a plastic bag that had something in it. Don't ask me what. I also bought, they have color groups, I guess you want to call them, of floss. So I purchased 2 of this because, you know, you can never have too much, right? So Old Lace, Stargazing, the darker blue, Old Glory, and Candy Apple. And I bought 2 because these are the colors that are in Salute to Abigail. I'll put a picture up here from Blackbird. And I thought, well, they've already done the floss grouping for me, so why not? Right? Yes. So I got those. Now, I also got, and I was fighting this one for a while, but I finally got Celebration. And I purchased, where's the top of the bag? I have no idea. They did not have, or I don't know what I did, but anyway, it calls for, what does it call for? Hold please. It calls for Grace Notes Michelle, 32 count. And I'm not a big 32 count fan. I don't like the way two threads lay sometimes. So I wanted 36, and I wanted, they had some suggested colors, fabrics on 123 Stitch. So that's what I went with. I got 36 count Mystic Edinburgh linen by Picture This Plus, the dark blue. Now, this is Mount Vernon, which is George Washington's home. This is where he retired to 3 times. He retired when the war was over. He went back to Mount Vernon at the end of the Constitutional Convention, but he had his bags packed when someone came to tell him that he had been elected president. So then after his second term, he retired to Mount Vernon and died 4 years later, I think. Anyway, that being said, these here, all this up here is done with shiny stuff, Rainbow Gallery fibers. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to do that. I haven't decided yet, because if this is Mount Vernon, I want it to be more about George Washington. Does that make sense? So I don't know if I want to put, like, 1789 to, no, he was done in 1796. Sorry, he died like 2 years later. I think. So I don't know if I want to put 1789 to 1796 up here and something like First President of the United States. I don't know. Maybe I won't put anything. Maybe I will put the fireworks. I have no idea. But that's a future me problem. So that's on the list. And she also gives you the pattern for this as well. And excuse me, I think my sleep schedule is still trying to figure itself out. So anyway, it's a big one. It is 325 by 185. So that's on the list. And I have all the DMCs ready to put. I made these floss drops out of some scrapbook paper. It was a two-sided thing, and I couldn't cover up one side, so it has the fireworks on one side and it has the flags on the other. So yeah, getting all matchy. All right, so that's that. I don't want to cover that up. I'm going to put that in there with that. I am a member of the Homespun Needlework group on Facebook, and they do exclusives, I think 4 times a year. And 2 exclusives ago was from the Scarlet House, and it's called A Grateful Heart. And I just love the simplicity of it. I love alphabets. I love doing alphabets and words because they are so easy to do. And it came with we got a floss winder, the fabric, this cute pin, and the threads And it was done through, what was it done through? Silver needle, maybe? I'm not sure. But it's needle and flax hawthorn. So that was exciting because it's very difficult to get a hold of needle and flax. I love Rachel's linen. She's a one-woman show. I don't know how she does it. All right. Now what? All right, let's talk about my retreat goodies. This was our little bag. And we got this pretty red sampler from Quaker Sampler from Shakespeare's Peddler in the bag. And we got a project tag to put on the bag. And we got, that was from a friend of mine, got a pen. It says Grace Notes. I don't know what this thing is. Tally counter. I guess it's to count your stitches. I don't know how this thing works, but there's that. A pen. And we also got a piece of blue 28 count linen. This is A Star is Born. So yeah, that was nice. What did I buy at the retreat? Well, your guess is as good as mine because right now I can't find it. Hold, please. Oh, there it is. I think. Maybe. I'm being attacked. Oh, yep, there it is. Sorry. Sorry. All right. So I bought this at, they set up their own shop, and I bought this. Now, I'm learning to love Tula Pink. And I thought the owl was really cute. For me, to get the yardage correctly, to get the owl cut, to get this in the middle, so I'll support another bag maker. There's also an owl on the back, but I like that. So I bought the bag, and I bought this pattern. She had some patterns. Sewing Spool Trio Set 2 by Crafty Bluebonnet. I like them. I also bought a piece of butterfly tea, which is sort of a purpley, or not a purpley, a very light blue, bluish gray. It's more on the gray side. And I bought a piece of marble, which is more on the gray. Marble is 40 and butterfly tea was 36. Now I was one of those that, okay, I want these, but they weren't cutting them down into smaller sizes on Friday night, and I said, well, I'll just get them. There are two other pieces that I want that I will get down the road, but I didn't want to. I was good. I restrained. All right, I restrained. So I bought those things at the retreat. Now, before I got to the retreat, I went to I'm going to say Amish. I'm not sure if it was Amish or Mennonite dry goods store that was in Kutztown, which is maybe about a half an hour from where the retreat was. So anyway, you go through Kutztown and you wind down this country road, and there was like corn on both sides. And then there's a curve, and instead of taking the curve, you go straight, and you go over their little wooden bridge, and then you're on their property, and there's Wooden Bridge Dry Goods. Lots of cottons. You could get lost in there. So I found some more of this fabric. I had made some bags, and they were very popular. So I found some more of this Dragonfly fabric, and I found this to put inside of it. So those will be made. But then I also found this. Oh, I'm going to have a lot to clean up. I also found this. So A, it's Lighthouses. B, they're red. All right. So I'm going to make a bag for myself out of this. I will probably use the Minky Kim bag design that I used before, but I'm going to make it a little bigger. So I got this for the inside, possibly, because when I had them cut this, I didn't think that I wanted to make it bigger. So there's that. And then I'll use this for the bottom and the handles and the binding. This is a Kona Cotton Solid. Don't ask me what color. It just went with the Lighthouses. So I bought that. All right, what other goodies did I receive? Friendships, Happy Mail. Okay, my dear friend Kara. Hi, Kara. She and I purchased a sampler at, here it is. I'm going to knock everything down. We purchased this sampler at StitchCon. It's the HW 1852 by Running with Needles and Scissors. We purchased this at StitchCon. It calls for Color and Cotton, DMC, Gentle Arts, Weeks Dye Works. And they had some Gentle Arts at Grace Notes, but they only had like 3 of the colors. So I was like, I'm not even going to bother. But it calls for 40 count linen, cafe au lait. I probably have a piece in there that will work. But getting back to what I was going to say, my dear friend Kara, she will make floss drops for herself by using the picture of the chart. And that sweet thing, she sent me some of the floss drops. So thank you so very much, Kara. You know how much I love your floss drops. They are so sturdy. It's incredible. This woman is a genius. Genius. So that's the plan. Don't know when we're going to start this. Like, I need another big project, but what the heck? And it looks like it's pretty much mirror image in some places. Now, I was reading about this, or we were talking about it. Oh, I was reading about it in the cover. And the designer believes this is of English origin because this woman's wearing a crown. All right, so she believes that's Queen Victoria and that's Prince Albert because his dress looks very Germanic. Prince Albert died 10 years later in 1860, 61, somewhere in there. So that's on the list of things to do, as are many things, right? Right. Other happy things. I got this. Somebody crocheted these and was handing them out at the retreat. This is what I want to do. And I was going to go down this rabbit hole with Lori Holt thread, and I didn't. Chunky thread, and I didn't. But they're so cool. I love granny squares. I love them. My friend Deanna was giving these out. She called these lollipops, and what she does is she winds finishing fabric, pieces of fabric. I think, what'd she say, 8.5 by 22 or something like that. And you can use them to finish things. I thought that was cool. Very simple. They were giving these out. One of the gals that I believe is on the Grace Notes team, she made a quilt to auction off for their charity. I can't remember what it was called. I do apologize. But they gave these out with a piece of the fabric on it for needles. I thought that was cool. My dear friend Holly, who I'm doing Real Comfort with, or the Comfort Lighthouse with, she gave me these beautiful scissors. I love them. They're so pretty. Thank you, Holly. And my friend Deanna, just because she's wonderful and she can sew these and I haven't tried yet, she made me one of these bags with a whole bunch of space in it. It has the 3 zippered thingies, pockets. Now, is there anything in here that somebody gave me? I don't think so. Hold, please. Those are some needles. Needles. Oh, my dear friend Julie gave me this floss card and needle minder and this needle threader, because we all know I need that, right? Right. And another lady was passing out these little zipper pulls. Whoops, where am I going? I love the mittens. And somebody else was passing these out. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But, you know, my dear friend knew, whoa, there's a pen, how much I love peanuts. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And then my friends Harry and Ann. Hi, Harry. Hi, Ann. They put this little bag together with some 310. You can never have enough 310, and some lip balm. And Harry has a 3D printer, and he makes these cool 3D printed floss bobbins. So yeah, cool, cool, cool. Another friend of mine was passing these out. Got a little tiny pair of snips, and there's a crown charm in there and another needle threader. I'm not going to take that out. And then I'm guessing this is Nivea. I've never used that. Have you? So there's that. I'll have to ask her if she uses it when she stitches. I also received this bag from Dee and her friend Karen. Some Werthers. Can never have enough sugar at a retreat. Now this was cool because, you know, they use those stiff back chairs, right? She gave us a set of 4 of these thingies to put on the bottom of the chair legs so that it would slide better. What a cool thing to take to retreat. I did not put them on the chair because, knowing me, I would have forgotten them when I left. And a baggie to put them in when you're done, because they'll be dirty. Another gal was handing these out, little giraffe thread bling. I thought they were cute. She is, hang on, she is BU Natal Works. She must be down near toward Philly, somewhere in that area of Pennsylvania, because she has a 610 area code. I love the wooden smell. I have to be really careful with that. I don't know if I'm going to use that because I'm afraid the legs will break and the tail will break. I don't know. I have to see. And my friend Julie, hi Julie, gave me a bunch of charts. She and her mom years ago cross-stitched, and her mom cross-stitched like you wouldn't believe she cross-stitched. And she would buy charts, and sometimes she would kit them up and sometimes she wouldn't, and she'd start them and get a few stitches in. And so anyway, when her mom passed, between Julie and her sisters, Julie's really the only one that expressed, I think, any interest. And if I'm getting this wrong, I apologize, Julie. So Julie inherited a whole bunch of charts. And she said, some of these I'm never going to do anything with. So she had gone through to organize them, and she brought some to me. A lot of them patriotic, if not all of them patriotic. And so she said, keep them, stitch them, use them as giveaways. So they may pop up every once in a while. But I have, and some of these are really old. Like this one, I don't know if it has a copyright on it. But anyway, Journey's End, An American Home. Salute to America from Leisure Arts. United We Stand. This one she said she had 2 of. I also have this set. This is one of 9. So this will definitely be a share. So this one is Martha Washington by Little House. Put that one aside for a minute. And this one, you know, me and my quilts. And Liberty Street by, I can't read that backwards, by Plum Pudding Needle Art. Copyright 2007. That one's cute. My House and Country by Erica Michaels. This is a 2001. Life and Liberty. And she has the little buttons. And Forever True. Look at all that backstitch. You gotta love it. So thank you, Julie. Those are just incredible. I appreciate them, and I appreciate you. You know that I do. And then, of course, at the freebie table, this is one that one of the gals from Stitching the Globe, Cross Stitch the Globe, has started a Paula Vaughn-a-thon, which I thought was of Paula Vaughn-along, which I thought was incredible. That cracks me up. And I've done one Paula Vaughn. One of these days, I will pull it out and show it to you. So I went on I Googled Paula Vaughn, and I just wanted to see what was out there, which ones I had, because I'd given away all my cross-stitch stuff when I discovered quilting. But I saw this one, and I was going to put a little note on one of my D-Stash groups, and lo and behold, it was on the freebie table. Why do I like it? A, there's a quilt in the background, and B, there's a pumpkin. I love pumpkins. Now, will this coffee pot be a bear? Sure. Will the pumpkin be a bear? Sure. Will I get it stitched? I have no idea. Because remember, collecting and stitching are 2 different hobbies. I also had collected many Told in a Garden charts, and stitched one, right? So I picked this one up. It's the Schoolhouse. $6. Cortland, Ohio. I think I lived near Cortland. I'm not sure. Oh, I also found a couple other Paula Vaughns. I found this one. Thoughts of Spring. I don't know. Will I do that? I have no idea. Those curtains and those walls. But I love the vintage look. And there's a treadle sewing machine in it. And I also picked up this one. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Do not know. Do not know. Do not know. Someone had laid a bunch of copies of charts. Now, I don't know the legality of this, because we all know copying's not a good thing, right? But I picked them up. I don't know if I should show them because they're copies. I don't know. So, but anyway, I picked them up. Well, I guess they're out there. I'll pick them. I'll show them to you. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. They were free. But I figured if I hadn't picked them up, somebody would have, right? So I picked up Mary Mary Penkeep by Stacy Nash. I picked up Janet Barr Slater by Scarlet House. Adorn Your Heart by Plum Street. A Witch in Her Garden by Brenda Gervais. Ann Taylor by Heartstring. Redbird Sampler by Blackbird. TGA Redwork Sampler by Just Stitching Along. Antique Scissors and Spools by Shakespeare's Peddler. Birds of a Feather by Blackbird. I don't know. And Hannah Hetherington by From the Heart Needleart. So, you know, I don't know. I will not give these away because in my heart of hearts, I don't know if these were PDFs that she had bought and printed and then gave. I don't know. But these will never be giveaways because I'm not going to pass them on. This is another thing I found on the freebie table. Busy Hands by Kathy Barrick. And Bo Peep by Lottie Da. And Marion Lang by Sassafras Samplers. She had that one. Spiral bound. So that was that. I won a door prize. Got a bag. And I had put the bulk of my tickets into the bag for Teresa Vanette's Shakespeare Peddler. Her book, the one is The Red Letter Day, I think it is. And the other one, I can't remember what it is, but it's like a historical book. It has all the pictures of the people on the front. I'll put a picture here. I have Red Letter Day, I think that's what it's called. But I wanted the other one. So I put like, I don't know how many tickets in that bag. Did I win that one? No. I put one ticket in another bag, and that's the one I won. So I won, and the one I wanted was this bird. So I was thinking about, you know, I was channeling my contented needleworker, Kim. Hi, Kim. And I love that. I love the red flowers. I love the bird. I don't know what fabric I would do that on. I really don't know. I'd have to play with that. And then there's also this ink circles. And, whoops. That would look beautiful in silks. They both would. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12. All right, so I won those. And my final thing that I'm going to show you that I just came in the mail. Julia Rachel de la Mare. This was a exclusive through Country Sampler last year, and everybody went gaga, and I went gaga, but I didn't want to buy the whole kit because I have threads, I have fabric, so I was a good girl and I waited the year. I mean, this was so popular they even did another exclusive run with the kit and the fabric and all that, and you can still get the whole kit at Country Sampler if you want it. But I ordered this from Kathleen Littleton's website, Cross-Stitch Antiques, Cross-Stitch Antiques, yes. I just think it's so pretty. It calls for 40 count button box medium dark by Mason Linen. Mason Linen is almost impossible to find. So I'll pull something out. But isn't it pretty? I just love the butterfly. Now, is that a lamb sitting on the grave or is that a dog? I don't know. But again, my friend Kara, I had asked her to send me a picture of the thread list for HW because I was going to get the Gentle Arts. And she also sent me this one, and none of these were there either. So anyway, that's on the list. I love it. Love it. Kim, are you doing this one or have you done it? So that's it. Now there's some fabric haul for a quilt, but I'm not going to get that because it's all over the place and we're over an hour now. So, yeah. All right. So let's talk about the shop. Okay. I wanted to go over the ones that I had, excuse me, my big face, that I had put in the shop the last time. Just in case you hadn't had a chance to look. And I do have some of them still in there. And I made these a little bigger than normal. But so I have furry friends. I have 1, 2, 3. I have 4 of the dogs still there. And I have 1 of the cats. I have 1 of these. This is Country Rose. And I also have quite a few of the vinyl front honeybee and gnomes. So I have the ones with the small gnomes. And I have this one with the larger gnome. So those are in the shop if you're interested. Oh, let's put these back. Whoops. Let's make a mess because, you know, we can. Now, these are the newest ones. Excuse me for reaching. Okay, so I have, put these aside a minute. 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 of the seagulls. I saw this fabric and I absolutely fell in love with the seagulls. I have 5 seagulls. I haven't decided if I'm going to keep one, but anyway, 5 seagulls. And I believe I have enough fabric left to make myself one. So yeah, let's keep saying the same number. 5 seagulls. And they are lined with a gray. Just a gray to go with the theme. But aren't they cute? I just love them. And they have the blue zipper. 5 seagulls. Now, someone asked me to make some Halloween, so I did. I have 2 of these wild turquoise cats with the orange zipper. And the inside has the orange and black polka dot. Aren't they wild? I love them. Love, 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 love. And I also found some Hocus Pocus fabric. So I have this Hocus Pocus, and I have this one, the larger. We're going to call this one the larger witches. Okay. I have that one. And inside there is the, I don't know what you want to call that. Is that herringbone? That's not herringbone. Plaid. I guess it's plaid. Okay. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 French General. Isn't that a beautiful deep cranberry red? And the inside of these is a complimentary French General fabric. Oh, I have 4 of these, the hummingbirds. Aren't they gorgeous? And inside I have purple. And I have 4 of the beach, I don't know, what do you call these things? Cabanas? I don't know what they are. With the red zippers. And inside of these is some gray fabric. Okay. So I will be getting pictures of those done and loaded hopefully today. If not today, tomorrow, which would be Tuesday the 12th. Yes. So there we go. I also wanted to remind everybody about these double-sided boxes that I have in my shop. And the cool thing about these is that you can fit, so the one side has these littler compartments. So you could take, you know, a pen. I'm going to put these things in here. You could take your seam ripper if you want to take a seam ripper. You have your mascara brush. This is a little dirty because I use it on my sewing machine. You know, if you have a tiny little nail file that you want to take, you know, so those little things could fit in there. And then on the other side is a larger container. And so, you know, I put scissors in there. Maybe you want to take a pair of tweezers, you know, anything bigger that you want to put in there. So, yeah. So these are on the shop. They're listed in my shop. And the nice thing about them is that, you know, they're plastic and they're going to hold up a little bit better in your bags. All right. And they come in orange, blue, and green. All right. So that's that. My friend Linda introduced me to those. So we had a share last time and I unburied it, but do you think I can find it? Here we go. So this was part of a box of charts and things that a friend of mine, that Harry found for sale, or he went to pick up some Q snaps that a woman had for sale, and she said, well, hang on a minute. So then she had this huge box of charts and things. And so he bought all those, and he and Anne and I went through and divided them. And this is the bookshelf by Little House Needleworks. And it was already started on, I'm going to say this is 18 count Aida. And you don't have much left to do. And it has, all the threads are here so that you don't have to worry about dye lots. And let me put this back in here before I lose it. All right, where's my phone? There it is. So I asked you to use the word book, and I asked you to tell me what your favorite book was. I think I said mine was Charlotte's Web when I was a kid. I remember getting it out in 1st or 2nd grade and just reading it over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Excuse me, again. I hid behind the chairs in the living room and read it by the Christmas tree lights, and everybody was running around screaming my name, wondering where the heck I was. So, you know, it made me smile when you guys mentioned your books, because it brought back memories of books I had read and books that I still love. Little House on the Prairie was mentioned. And my grandmother gave me that book when I was younger, 1st, 2nd grade, and I read it. And I kept reading it. Well, then a few years later, I discovered there was a whole set of books that I didn't even know about. And so I powered through those. I can remember that. And when I found out that, I found somewhere along the line, I found out that Laura was a real person, and that, you could visit places that she had lived, and her farm that they moved to in, I think it's in Missouri. And I always wanted to go there. I haven't been there yet. So it's either Missouri or Arkansas. I can't remember. But yeah, I was like, wow, this is so cool. And Bridge to Terabithia was mentioned, and Terabithia, I don't know how you pronounce it. Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, I think, was mentioned. So I asked you to use the word book, and the receiver of this share is a Motley Art W. Catherine. So if you would please do me a favor and email me using the email address down below, disorderlystitcher@gmail.com. Please make sure you're over 18, do all the things. And I need your address, your mailing address, so I can get this in the mail to you ASAP. All right. So, yes. So let's do some more. What the heck? All right. What the heck? All right. A couple of these were mine. So they do have a little wear on them, but that's what we're supposed to do with them. All right, so this is Hannah's Brownstone. I did this one. It's by Scarlet House. It is 125 by 107, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Weeks Dye Works colors, but then it also has a DMC list, and some of those are blended, but it's a great chart. It doesn't, the house is probably the one that's going to take you the most time. So if you would be interested in receiving this share, use the numeral 1. This one was also mine, Maker and Mender by Brenda Gervais. Sorry about that. You can tell it's been loved. If you are interested in this, please use the numeral 2. This one was, I'm guessing, part of a part of the group that we got from the lady that had all those charts. This is called Dream by Design Works, and you get the floss and the beads and the fabric. So this would be number 3, numeral 3. And the last one, I'm going to put this one in. The Early Americans, Martha Washington. So this is number 4. Okay. So we have Hannah Brownstone by Scarlet House is 1. Maker and Mender is numeral 2. Dream is numeral 3. And Martha Washington is numeral 4. All right. So you can put in for all of them, 1 of them, 2 of them, I don't care. Whatever floats your boat. All right. So that's it. Thank you so much for your continued support of my Etsy shop. I greatly appreciate it. I'm going to try and pull out some more Halloween fabric and get that started. I do have, I don't know if you can see it, probably not. Let me see if I can tilt you up. Yeah, see all that? There we go. Halloween and fall. So we'll start working on those. I want to work on those dragonflies. There's not enough hours in the day. So I hope you all are well. If you were new here and you liked what you saw, please take a moment and push that like button and hit subscribe if you are so inclined. I am a couple hundred away from 3,800, which blows my mind. All right. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I greatly appreciate it. And, you know, tell your friends, this is a play. This is who I am. I receive, emails and comments, and then people that see me in the real world, and they say the one thing they like about my floss tube is it's authentic. This is who I am. This is who you get. This is the way it is. And you know, I don't know if it's from being a Taurus. I read something last night. You know, Taurus is notoriously honest. And I don't know what honest means. Does it mean truthful? Does it mean true to spirit? Does it mean whatever? Yes, we voice our opinions. But that's who we are, you know? And we live in a place where we can voice our opinions, and that's about as political as I'm going to get. So, anyway, enjoy the rest of the summer. If you are getting ready to go back to school, if you are a teacher, a paraprofessional, an administrator, I wish you all the best. I know some schools have already started back. Some schools wait until after Labor Day, but I wish you all the best. And I hope that you and your community and your school district are all working together to make it a good experience for your kids. If you are just sending your kids back to school, please remember that those that work in education work hard. It's not necessarily a 9-to-5 job. And you know, if I always said if I only worked in my 40-minute planning period, I'd never get anything done. So think about that, okay? If you are a caregiver of elderly relatives, thank you so much for your patience and your kindness. If you are a caregiver for grandchildren or nieces or nephews, thank you so very much, because they do need that stability. But in between time, if you are able to get any stitching done, knitting, crocheting, quilting, whatever it is you do, enjoy it. All right? All right. So take care of yourselves. Be happy, and happy stitching. Take care. Bye-bye.